Warning, warning, the following video contains content that parents may find disturbing. This video is based on true events. The names may have been changed to protect the innocent. If you identify with any of the information seen in this videos, you must be a parent. Ta-da! My hands are shaking after doing that. That was how my kids used to play every day with their toys. They would just grab a box or a bucket, dump it out on the floor, play for 5 minutes, and then happily walk away. Guess who used to clean up that mess? Moms, you do not have to live like this anymore. I'm telling you, there is a better way. Today I want to share with you how we went from this amount of toy clutter all the way down to this amount so that you can also start decluttering your toys, simplifying your home, and live happier and more minimally together as a family. I just realized that I have a giant line on my forehead from the hat. I shouldn't have done it so tight. Maybe we'll just go ahead and put that back on. Let's just leave that on there.
A few minutes later.
Oh, it's so hot. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're a subscriber, welcome back. My name is Marissa, and we are a minimalist family of 4 who decluttered our entire home down to 8 suitcases and moved overseas to Europe. I'm a recovered sentimental hoarder, and my passion now is helping other moms declutter their lives so that they can live happier with their families. So if any of that sounds good to you, what I want you to do is go down and hit the subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to ring the bell so that you get a notification when I share any new videos or go live. You'll see it right away. Before we started our minimalist journey, we lived in many homes, including a 900 square foot condo in Chicago and a 1,400 square foot townhome in New Jersey. But no matter where we went or how small or big our space was, it always felt like we had too many toys and not enough space. Toys were just everywhere. They were in the bedrooms, they were in the kitchen, they were in the living room, they were on the stairs. I don't know how many times we almost killed ourselves stepping on Legos in the nighttime on the stairs. Like this video if you know what I'm talking about Legos. I know you've done the parent Lego walk. I was so overwhelmed by toy clutter. I remember I would find half-eaten food inside of toys weeks after we had eaten it. Look what I found inside this toy truck. Oh, lovely. Some uneaten carrots and a quesadilla. I wonder how long that's been there. Or underwear that had been stuck inside of books. I was already overwhelmed being a mom and having 2 young children. Finally, I just had it up to here. So I gathered up all of my kids' toys and I started going through them. Now, compared to a lot of my friends, we actually already had a lot less toys. But when I had all of those toys gathered into a single space, it was just shocking to me how many toys there were. Since then, I've pared down even more and refined my decluttering process until finally we're left with the toys that you see here. If you're on the fence about decluttering toys, let me share a few cool benefits that we have noticed after decluttering. After I started decluttering toys, I was noticing these changes in my children. So I started researching and I found that the positive benefits that I was noticing are actually backed by science. Before we get into that, here is a shocking statistic. Children in the United States of America only make up 3.7% of the global world's population of children. They account for 47% of all the books and toys on the planet. That is crazy. Interestingly enough, another study showed that children who have fewer toys play longer and play more creatively. During one study, researchers studied 36 children who were aged 18 to 30 months, and they took them for 2 30-minute sessions. The first time they placed them in a room with only 4 toys. The second time they placed them in a room with 16 toys. Researchers found that when the children were in the room with the fewer toys, they were actively engaging with the toys for longer periods of time. Because there were fewer toys to choose from, the children were exploring their creative instincts and finding different and out-of-the-box ways to play with those toys. After decluttering, I have to say, I notice all of these things. My children are more engaged. They play more quietly for longer periods of time. They don't fight as often over toys or with each other, even outside of playtime. They're getting along better. We're all getting along better because we have less clutter, less stress, less cleaning time, more play time, which is great for everyone all around. So not only did decluttering toys help my children, but it also helped me. I don't have to spend as much time cleaning up the toys. I'm not as stressed out looking around and seeing a lot of clutter. Instead of buying toys, we find ways to do fun things. We go play hide and go seek, or we build an air fort, which is actually a video that I've made before. We love forts of all kinds, pillow forts, blanket forts, air forts. Love them. So by now, I'm sure that I have you convinced that having fewer toys is going to make you and your children both happier as a family. Let's go through all of the steps that will help you accomplish this yourself. The first step to decluttering toys is to first gather all of the toys in one place. Just go around to all the rooms of your house, maybe take a laundry basket or something, gather up the toys that you see laying around and bring them all to one place where you can easily sort them. Once you have all of your toys gathered up in one place, step 2 is going to be sorting through them and first picking out your very favorite toys. Have some opaque plastic bins or cardboard boxes, and as you're sorting your favorite ones to the side, put the ones that you don't necessarily want anymore into those cardboard boxes and bins, and those are going to be moved out of the house. If you're doing the decluttering without your children, you need to have something that's opaque versus see-through, because if you're planning on putting those out in your garage like we did before in New Jersey, and you can see through the bins, guess what? They're gonna be asking for those toys because now they're up on a shelf and they're enticing and exciting. Make sure that you have something that your kids cannot see through and you can put it away, out of sight, out of mind. Depending on your children's age and personality, you might even want to have them help you out. We have 2 children who I will refer to as 哥哥 and 弟弟. 哥哥 means big brother in Chinese, and 弟弟 means little brother in Chinese. My husband is Chinese, so this makes sense for our family. Now that I'm starting to go through, I know exactly which toys are their favorites. So 弟弟 has absolutely no problem going through all of the toys. 哥哥 is a little bit more attached. I know which things he really, really likes to play with versus what he's just needlessly attached to. And so then if he is not around, then I could get rid of some of those things. For example, he got these free World Cup soccer cards from the cash register at the grocery store. I'm going to take these out and move them out of the way because I think he doesn't want them anymore. When I'm sorting my kids' toys, I know what their very favorites are that they always want to play with. So their top favorites are blocks. We have these Kapla blocks that you see behind me in the red boxes, and these can be used all sorts of different ways. We make fences for toy animals, all sorts of building structures, line them up and knock them down. Blocks can be played with so many different ways. We also have a fair amount of cars and trains, and my kids really like just letting the Thomas trains run. We got rid of the train tracks. We found that they didn't actually care to play with the plastic train tracks, but they like using the trains. We also kept a lot of figurines. We have the pets, we have the Chinese zodiac, we have all sorts of these tiny little creatures. Oh, Pokemon. My older son loves Pokemon. And there's so many different things. You can play pretend with them. You can freeze them inside of ice and play outside on the balcony and try to melt the ice and rescue the creature from inside. You can do sorting activities. One game that we like to play is use chopsticks to put the animals out and then race and see who can pick up the tiny animals with chopsticks faster. We have Legos. Legos are a great creative toy. It's very open-ended. You can build things with them. You can also do sorting or counting activities with Legos. And then my little son is very artistic and he really loves his boogie board drawing pad. He loves to sit for literally hours and draw on this thing. And it's great for teaching letters and numbers and shapes and everything else. Now, after decluttering toys, all of our toys fit into this one unit from IKEA, the Trofast unit that you see. How amazing is that? Can you believe that all of our toys fit inside one storage unit? We just put the puzzles, the Pokemon cards, and the Kapla blocks on top. We have so few toys now that I don't even have to actually clean up anymore. My children are the ones at the end of the day that do all the cleaning and putting away of the toys. And any toys that you're on the fence about, go ahead and just box them up and store them away. Give it a period of about 30 days and see if they ask, and if not, get rid of it. Any toys that are broken, unplayed with, or something that they've outgrown, they can be passed on. So now that you've gotten your toys sorted, you've got your favorites you're gonna keep in your house. What are you gonna do with the toys that you want to get rid of? When it comes to toy clutter, you basically have 3 options. You can sell, you can donate, or you can recycle. My #1 favorite way to get rid of clutter is to sell it. And I have a couple reasons why selling is the best way to get rid of it. Decluttering often comes with a lot of guilt. There's financial guilt where you feel like you're wasting money. There's emotional guilt. Maybe you have emotional attachment to it because they played with it a lot when they were a baby, but they don't need it anymore. And then there's also environmental guilt where you look at all the clutter that you need to get rid of and you just feel so guilty. In my opinion, selling can knock out all 3 categories of guilt at one time. You recoup a little bit of the money that you feel like you're wasting. Emotional guilt is helped because you know that you're passing it on to someone else who's going to love and treasure that item. And the third, environmental guilt, is instead of trashing it, it's not creating waste, it's going simply to a new home. I personally sold tons of our toys and children's clothes and all sorts of things on places like Facebook Marketplace and eBay. At one point when I first started our minimalist journey and I was selling off things, I was making up to $1,000 a month just selling clutter, literally clutter, in between my kids' nap times. I would take pictures of it, list it, sell it. I had a whole system. If you want to watch this video that I have on how I made money selling literally just our clutter, I got $75 for an old play kitchen that my kids hardly ever played with. I made $50 selling an old kitchen tower that they had outgrown. I'm telling you, kid stuff sells like hotcakes. And if you don't want to sell it, you can give it away for free. You can check with the library, women's shelters, children's shelters, local daycares or play schools. They many times appreciate toy or book donations. If you don't want to mess with selling your toy clutter, absolutely feel free to just get rid of it. Give it away. Give it to someone else who needs it. I can honestly say that decluttering toys has changed our life. I just feel so relaxed in the morning when I walk into my children's bedroom and I see that the floor is completely clean and the toys are stored nicely away in their boxes, and they can wake up happily and walk out to breakfast without having to worry about stepping on Legos or other weird things. It's just such a refreshing feeling, and I want you to have that feeling, and you can have that feeling. So if you haven't already, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel, because I definitely want to see you around so we can talk more about how to help you declutter your home so that you and your family can live more minimally and be happier together. I really appreciate you watching this video. Take care. Bye-bye.